Yes, Nigeria people. Greetings to you all from wherever you are joining us from. This is the Comrade Show, and my name is Comrade Lante Ikmousa Oriahi. Yes, it's hard gist on the Comrade Show, and what is trending is what we are looking at currently, and it is the issue of G5 governors. G5 governors of Nigeria, headed by, well, understandably, led by the governor of Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike. They are currently in London, like we understand, to go and decide which candidate they want to support. And all of that has been throwing the country into some frenzy. Everybody in suspense, people making speculations and all of that, and the issue is coming to a head in that there have been, speculations here and there. And just, particularly obedient, appear to be sitting on the very edge of their seats, worried, disturbed, to say the least, because somehow everybody is speculating that they don't know exactly who these people will be supporting. Of course, another news broke, that they have already reached some deal with the candidate of the APC, talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that they will be announcing very soon that they will be throwing their weight behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu and all of that. Of course, with the body of that news telling Nigerians that they have reached some agreement on personal interests. They want to win those contesting for the elections. They want to win their elections. Some are going to the National Assembly. One is, returning back as, a governor for his second term. It's only Governor Wike who's not actually, recontesting and all of that. And that they've recently agreement with Bola Ahmed Tinubu's camp. That we cannot independently verify. But from the feelers are equally coming from the flip side, they are coming to say that they have not reached any agreement with anybody, and that, of course, they will make the announcement known. And of course, there are some obedience, some are fidgeting, some have reached out to me to say, man, wow, if the G5 governors can throw their weight, behind Peter Obi, it's going to be glorious and all of that. Yes, as a matter of fact, that is why I'm making this broadcast. And I titled this broadcast, G5 governors and the problems of tomorrow. Nigerian people, if you did there, make sure this broadcast is very important. It is going to make some sense out of this and all of that. And the sense we're going to make out of this is this. We have been, some of us obedient, have actually been clapping, to say the least, for the imbroglio, envelope that has enveloped the PDP with these G5 governors breaking out, and of course, using their power to try to negotiate with Atiku Abubakar and all of that. And somehow everybody has been dancing like, man, oh, the action they have taken within the PDP is benefiting the obedient and all of that. And that is the issue. And that is exactly what people are, of course, happy to ride on, as it were. But I sat down, I've looked at this story of G5 governors, looking at how the matter began, looking at Wike, contested to become the candidate of the PDP, and of course how he was tamburized to give way for Atiku to emerge as a candidate, and of course how himself now with these G5 governors have put themselves together to say to use their power to make demands, and we know all of that story. And what began as an eternal PDP crisis, from what I can picture right now, is becoming, honestly, is becoming a national crisis, a Nigerian national crisis. We shouldn't be. It is becoming this crisis because Nigerians are playing, into this arrangement. Nigerians are attentive to this arrangement. The entire nation is currently held spellbound because of these G5 governors, who are very much interested in what they're interested in, who are very much interested, first and foremost, by my own observation, in their own personal interests. But before I come to the G5 governors, let me show Nigerians the real deal. Something has led us to this point we are right now. Something has given birth to the current Obiism we have as a wave. And that thing is our collective story. That thing is what is robbing us of our sleep. That thing is what is making us not to be a nation. That thing is what is making the entirety of Nigerian people, live like they are not living. It is collective. It is not different anywhere. And that is the push. Now, in the midst of all of this, Nigerians came together across the nation, and the number is increasing, to say Obi is the man. Obi is the man that we must throw our weight behind. Obi is the man that we must support at this time. Obi is the man that we must put the future of Nigeria in his hands at this time. A lot of the people who have become, baptized into the obedient movement, they are baptized due to the imperative necessity that Nigeria's story in this time must be different. That the Nigerian story in this time must embrace a new lease of life. That Nigerian story in this time must change from what it has always been. And the only candidate amongst all the candidates on the field that appear to shoulder that responsibility, practically and otherwise, has been Peter Gregory Obi. I don't know how many of you knows. A couple of months back, Nigeria had flood issues. The only person, the only candidate who provided not just leadership as a candidate, but provided presidential leadership over that crisis was Peter Gregory Obi. While the others were busy campaigning, while the others were busy, issualizing, while the others were busy making merry, Peter Obi was fraternizing with displaced Nigerians. Peter Obi was making promises. Peter Obi was helping out to give succor to people that have been affected by the flood. Till today, even though there's no noise being made about it, Peter Obi is very much on top of that situation. Nobody talking about the flood crisis anymore, but so those of us who are very close to certain structures understand, to our own amazement, without knowing that Peter Obi is doing so much to stand with these Nigerians. These Nigerians are the people who need proper leadership. These Nigerians and many others that have been destroyed, displaced by terrorism. These Nigerians are the ones who can no longer feed because of high cost of living. These Nigerians and the many others who face daily challenges in this country. Everybody knows when they wake up in the morning, they cannot guarantee whether they go back to bed alive. If people have some meal on the table at the moment they know about that meal, they cannot guarantee the next meal. These are the Nigerians who need a president that will champion their cause. Peter Obi has been doing that job. He's been in that forefront. While the issue of the flood system, that the flood problems that Peter Obi provided leadership for, was like maybe say one-off thing. Lo and behold, on Christmas Day, while Nigerians were making merry, while Nigerians were making enjoyment and all of that, Peter Obi was the only person who stood with Nigerians. I don't know how many Nigerians know about IDPs. IDP camps are banned right now in Nigeria, and IDP simply means internally displaced persons. In Nigeria today, we have so many Nigerians that are internally displaced. Why are they internally displaced? Many of them are internally displaced probably because of these flood issues, but the vast majority of them are internally displaced because of the excesses of terrorism, Boko Haram, ISWAP, and all of those people that this nation refused to fight. They are displaced. They have no home. They have no means of livelihood. Now they are not living in camps, in shelters provided by government. We have loads of them in Benue State. But Peter Obi looked and said, how can I enjoy Christmas while these people are out there? But instead of Peter Obi relaxing to enjoy Christmas like he did provide some leadership in the time of flooding, he went to do his Christmas with these victims of different things, terrorism, of flood, of different things. And he spent his Christmas with them. When I watched this, yet again, Peter Obi reminded me of the very reason why many of us, even years ago, started singing and drumming for him to become the president of Nigeria. We are not forgotten, and we are not losing sight of the fact that this is this man. I am driving somewhere. I started with G5 governors, and I'm coming back to it. I am coming back to it. Don't go away. Share this broker is important. I'm not going to make it too long. But Peter Obi provided that leadership. I don't know how many of you knew what was happening on Christmas Day. But Peter Obi was the man who was on ground to provide that leadership. The video you are watching right now, the audio is going to come up shortly, is Peter Obi going to see Governor Ortom, go to the IDP camps, to go and do his Christmas with them, make them feel and make them understand that they are human beings that should be cared for. Just listen to this excerpt and we'll come back. I'll come around up with the story of the G5 governors.
Several people here, several presidential candidates, none of them have chosen to visit those camps and look at their plight and see how they are doing, and at least giving them hope that when they win, they will bring succor, they will bring help, they will bring hope to the people. None of them. And for you to have chosen to visit the IDPs, and not just on an ordinary day, on a Christmas day that you should be celebrating with your family, you're here visiting IDP camps. For me as a Christian, I have nothing to say than to say, God will bless you. God will bless your ambition. God will bless whatever aspiration you have. The aspiration to be president of this country, my prayer is that God will bless you. And to reiterate my earlier comment, which I said, that because I have seen capacity, I have seen faith and hope, and I have seen someone that can bring the required justice, equity, and fairness that some of us have been pursuing since I became governor in 2015. If I were not in PDP, I would have been following you all over the place to canvass, vote for you. But because I'm a PDP, I'm still telling Nigerians that this is a man that can help deliver this country from the challenges that we have today.
Nigerians should not be living in camp in their country. So appealing to government, federal government, whatever it takes to ensure that Nigerians don't live as refugees in their country must be done. I assure you, I'm sure the next government, as we progress, will ensure that this does not continue. Amen. Today we hear just to ensure you to remain faithful, remain prayerful, keep all your hope in God. What you're passing through is what Nigeria is passing through. Because you are a child of God, you are Nigerian. You're Nigerians. So whatever affects you, affects everybody in Nigeria. We cannot go out and say we're doing well when you're here. As long as you remain here, Nigeria is not doing well. It is when you live here and you're in your homes, farming and doing what you're supposed to do to help to make Nigeria productive, that Nigeria will say, be proud to say they are Nigerians. As long as you remain in IDP camp, Nigeria is in IDP camp.
Yes.
Because these are Nigerians. So I've come here to celebrate with you. I've told my brother that I'll come, thank you, do Christmas for you. I would have said, let me go and buy Coke, Fanta, or anything to give you. But I told my friend that whatever I have, I will try to bring, but know that I'm very happy that my Christmas is spent with you today. I'm very happy as I'm pained that Nigerians are in camp. I'm pained that Nigerians are in camp. But like I said, you're in camp, we are also in camp. Because if you were in your home today, I would have been in my home. Yes. But since you're here, we can't continue to celebrate when you're here.
You know, Peter Obi spent this Christmas 25th day with these IDPs, Nigerians displaced by different reasons. Some have died. These ones are lucky to be alive and all of that. We are all working IDPs in this country, Nigeria. You wake up one day, you had everything in the morning. You probably, at the end of the day, end up as IDP because of the closeness of this country to insecurity. The other day in faraway Kaduna, we heard, just in recent days, we heard what happened. The number of people that died needlessly and all of that. And the only person who is presidential enough to identify with Nigerians today has been Peter Gregory Obi and all of that. Now, while all of these, some of us are trying to chew on these, some of us are trying to make a huge sense out of these, you know, out of these, all of a sudden, the news is about G5 governors, and everybody is jittering. Oh, they are supporting, what's his name, Bola Tinubu. Why? Everybody's fidgeting. Like if the G5 governor declared for Bola Ahmed Tinubu, because they said that in January they are going to announce whom they are supporting. And so everybody's like, oh man, if they are not supporting Peter Obi, if they are supporting Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that's game over. That is why I'm actually doing this broadcast. Because as far as I am concerned, as an obedient who identify with the issues of Nigeria today, as an obedient who knows why I am obedient, believe me, every righteous obedience out there should understand that Governor Nyesom Wike, Governor Ortom, and the rest of the other governors, and all of that, they have their lives to fight, their political lives to fight for. They will not be the ones that will determine who will be the next president of Nigeria. As a matter of fact, their declaration doesn't make any difference. It shouldn't, because I am not supporting Peter Obi because there's one governor supporting Peter Obi. I believe very much today that the many Nigerians today that are declaring obedience, they are not doing it because one governor or one chairman or one this is doing it. They are doing it out of their personal conviction out of their understanding that this nation is down below and we must rescue this nation. I honestly think that the political relevance of the G5 governors, okay, has nothing to do with Obi being elected. And again, this is the Nigerian story. It all started under the PDP. Okay, we had joked about it, we had laughed about it, we have, you know, we kind of like the what's it called, the issues generated under PDP, and how the imbroglio in PDP is reducing the chances of Atiku Abubakar. But again, we cannot see that this is already blowing out of PDP to become a national issue. And the only way it can become a national issue is if we pay that unnecessary attention to these guys who want to use their own constituents, who want to use their people to give themselves relevance, to call themselves godfathers. When I started reading their negotiation with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if it is true that really happened, then I lost my respect for the entire process. Why is it that these politicians don't discuss what will favor Nigerians but themselves? And the story out there is that they are asking Bola Ahmed Tinubu to support. That is if it's true, because so many things are going on in politics right now. And that is why I just say if it is true. Again, we are not surprised because things like this are very common in politics. Just a couple of days ago, Chief Dan Obi came out to lay very strong allegation against the governor of Edo State, still on personal interests. And Dan Obi said that they had a meeting, they shared the political positions amongst themselves without any recourse to any understanding that the people of Edo State matter. And that any agreement we should reach must be first in the interest of Edo State people. I did not hear Dan Obi say that they had a meeting and reached a truce to say that, you know, a major federal road in Edo North has to be done before 6 months, that will guarantee peace. They did not say that health centers, as promised by the government of Edo State, should be built all across Edo South Senatorial District as a product of the truce. But what they agreed, according to Chief Dan Obi, was that some local government, some House of Assembly members will go to the governor, some will go to Dan Obi, some National Assembly members will go to the governor, some go to Dan Obi, and I sat down, I was like, what? And all of these decisions are on the heads of Nigerian people. So today, I am not perturbed one bit about G5 governors, because these guys, it has always been a matter of personal interest. As a matter of fact, I've said in my broadcast, one of my broadcasts, that even though I admire, you know, the, call it boldness, call it tenacity of Nyesom Wike, and the way he's been spilling out things about PDP and all of that, even though I admire all of that, I equally am not foolish to understand that these things are happening now because he did not get the ticket of the PDP. He knew these things years ago that he's spilling now. Why did he keep them secret? Oh, they did this, they gave one person 1 billion, they did this, they did that. Why are we hearing now? Because it did not favor you. So at the end of the day, it is always a matter of personal interest. And who are they trading with? Nigerians. This is why we have to reject these people. Whoever they declare for, okay, it should be immaterial. We should be focused. Obedience in River State, be focused. Obedience in South be focused. Obedience in South be focused. We have no reasons not to give it our maximum votes. Because just look at it. I will not be surprised they come out and say they are declaring for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. That's their business. I will not be surprised they say they are coming. They have what's it called, reach agreement with their own political party, because what they are doing now is a bargaining chip. The highest bidder, Wike has said himself that his own negotiation will be what will benefit him publicly. So all you are seeing right now for me is just a bargaining chip. So that the PDP can run a skater, bargain more. Tomorrow you're going to hear that the national chairman of the PDP, okay, upon who is the major, object of discourse, has resigned as a way of finding lasting peace, and they don't say, oh, they are come back to their own homes and every other thing. I think that Nigerians right now should understand that we can no longer allow ourselves, be object of trade by these politicians. Obedience has been galvanized enough to win this election. The last poll by Anna Foundation, their polls, the polls they conducted since 2011, none has ever failed. But the last one showed that Obi is leading by not less than 13 points. That is a huge gap when it comes to elections like this. I think we should build on that and reduce the importance that we are giving to these G5 governors. Now, whatever they are doing right now, if we allow them go away with it, it's going to be a huge problem. Because if they come up with Obi and negotiate life out of Nigerians to support Peter Obi, and their own support right now counts for next to nothing as far as I'm concerned. No army stops any idea which time has come. It's a popular saying. We must seize this moment as Nigerians. While these ones are thinking about their self-personal interest, they are going about holding meeting in London, wasting taxpayers' money. Tell me what they are going to discuss in London that cannot be discussed in Port Harcourt, that cannot be discussed in Ibadan, that cannot be discussed in Southeast Nigeria, that cannot be discussed in Lagos or Abuja. But they flew to make the matter sweet. They went to London, and we are hearing different kinds of information. Oh, because they want to remain in the news, and that is the only way their bargain will be higher. Come on, man, call the bluff, Nigerians. Let's call the bluff. Let us go ahead. Whatever they do, good for them. Good for them. Oh, they are supporting Bola Tinubu. Good for them. Oh, they are supporting Peter Obi. Good for them. We will not jump into any cloud of ecstasy. Good for them. Governor Nyesom Wike account for just one vote. One. Governor Ortom accounts for just one vote. They will tell their political class, their friends and their families to vote for whoever they are supporting. I have told my friends and my family, they have agreed to vote for Peter Gregory Obi. So at the end of the day, who is teasing who? I am really angry at the way, not the kind of drama they are playing. And the way they are sponsoring information, all the information they are sponsoring, this is carry, oh, maybe they are going for Tinubu, maybe they are going for this. All of this is, some of us will not be dumbing. These are sponsored information to further put Nigerians inside this kind of, exam-like situation. People have been calling you, oh, comrade, man, this is so sad. This is so, man, look, man, these are politicians. They will never be interested in the general good. They are first and foremost interested in their personal good. But let us go beyond all of this. Because we cannot even encourage Peter Obi to be entrapped under any kind of shady arrangement with any G5, G50, H20, H101 governors or whoever it is at that. Because at the end of the day, if Peter Obi mortgages his presidency, it will have direct impact on all of us. This is the reason why we have to call the bluff. I have galvanized lots of people. I know many opinions out there that have galvanized lots of people, and we are still doing that. Obi's rating, support base right now in the north is increasing. Nigerians who have suffered the brunt of bad leadership in this country, they are all embracing this process. It is not who Wike supports or declares for that will determine what we are going to do. Many of us have decided, and we are bringing more. And many of us are still evaporating from our positions, and we are condensing at different levels across the country to baptize more people into disobedience. G5 governors, they are playing their game. It's good for them. I applaud them where I have to applaud them. But when it comes to trying to now spread their game, to now begin to impact negatively on the feeble-minded, garrulous, credulous obedience out there, then it becomes a matter of personal interest to me to address this issue head on. Because if we allow them, they can become, they'll become a cancer to this process. We want a Peter Obi presidency that will not have compromised the future of the Nigerian state. We want a Peter Obi presidency that will be coming to identify with the IDPs. A Peter Obi presidency that will be sleeping as a president and is thinking of the victims of flood, the victims of terrorism, the high cost of living, the lack of power supply in the country. That will be thinking of converting, securing our farmlands to make our farmers go back to farms, to their farms. That will be thinking of ensuring that food production in Nigeria is optimized. That will be thinking of all of the issues that affect Nigerians across board, but not the one that will be thinking of how to pay G5 governors, how to fulfill promises made that is not in the interest of the generality of Nigerians. Whatever these guys are doing is not in the generality of the interest of Nigerians. It is in their personal interest. And we must not be held spellbound by that. I'm not a fan of whatever they are doing. Where I believe whatever they are doing is going to benefit obedience. I love it because the Benin man says, you do not mind what you use to destroy your enemy, provided your enemy carries his trouble and carries trouble to his own base. This is my own interest in this matter. On that note, Nigerian people, I just want to remind us, let's be reminded that nothing has changed. Our candidate is Peter Gregory Obi. Our candidate is Peter Gregory Obi. Nothing changes that. And the party is Labour Party. Nothing changes that. Nothing changes that. Look at it. That is the what we call the logo of Labour Party. You see it there? And for those who may not know, just to let us know and remind us. I've said this, that I'm going to continue to do this. LP that you have seen there, that's going to be Labour Party on that day on the ballot. It's going to be LP. You may not find Labour Party, but you are likely going to find LP. But you will equally find this logo there. You see it now? That's LP. A Labour Party. Now there you will put your thumbprint. You see it? That's where we need to put our thumbprint. Let's ensure that the thing may just come out like this. So, but we must ensure that our thumbprint is for LP. LP. Labour Party. I beg. So all this nyama about this, but there's been no presidential candidate on the field. None whatsoever that is showing that interest of caring for Nigerian people. The only one who is contesting and appear to be thinking about us is Peter Obi. So let's not waste our time, our energy on this and that and that and that. I beg you now. This video, it don't long small. It's 30 minutes plus. Make I end up for here. But actually, this is the cuckoo in the matter. He who has ears, make it hear. Make it hear. Nigerians, I'm signing out. I bet want to share the broadcast if you can. I will appreciate. Make it go round.
Are you a business owner? Do you make your own products? This is your best opportunity ever. Register your brand now with the first and largest marketplace promoting Nigerian.
Big Comrade Show with Comrade Lante Oriaki.